Hello, and welcome to today's video. Today, I am going to explain to you guys why I don't own too much clothing. So, I, I've thought about this a little bit, and it's just something that's been on my mind. Because people bring it up sometimes. Like, they look at the amount of clothes I have, and they're like, you have too much. Like, you don't need that many clothes. That's like, you should probably get rid of some. Like, this was a common trend when I lived with my parents. Like, my mom would be like, maybe you could get rid of a few things. And sometimes my husband, now that I've moved out from my parents and I live with him, it's like, maybe, like, the other day, let me just explain this little side story that explains some of this. The other day, I was like looking around our room while my husband was working on putting together a shelf. And I was like, I wish I had more drawers so that I could fit my clothes. And he's like, babe, I think you just need to get rid of some of your clothes. Like, you have too much. You don't need more storage. You need less clothes. And I was like, that is a valid argument. And then I kind of just sat there and thought for a few minutes. And I'm like, well, if I wanted more drawer space and I had to get rid of clothes to do it instead of just by getting more drawers, like, what would I even get rid of? And I thought, I'm like, I don't really know. Like, I really like the clothes that I own right now. And, like, I don't know. I couldn't, think of anything. Like, I kind of, looked over at the closet and was looking at it. I'm like, what would I get rid of? Because, everything in there is stuff that is great for building outfits, which is what I do every day. I build an outfit. I don't pick out an outfit. I build an outfit. It's much more than just picking out clothes. It's building a fit. But so I kind of just sat there and I thought to myself, and I'm like, I really don't know what I would get rid of. And so, kind of since then, I've thought about it a little more, and we've talked about getting a larger bed because my husband's sister, so my in-laws, her and her husband are getting rid of their bed and getting a bigger one. And there's the one they're getting rid of, they offered it to us and it's bigger than ours. And so I kind of had that in my mind, and I was like, well, that's another thing that will take up more space in our room if we accept it. We haven't decided. I don't even know if we'll be able to make it fit, but it kind of just brought me back to that thinking about clothes not fitting, or the amount of clothes not fitting. I can make anything fit me. If I really want it to, it will fit. Unless it's made for a baby. Some things made for children I can fit into though. I still own some of the same clothes that I wore when I was 11 or 12, I think. So basically still a kid. But yeah, so I've thought a lot about the amount of space my clothes take up, because I am well aware the amount of clothes that I have takes up a lot of space. And anytime anybody has any issue with that, I am that's a valid point. I validate them. I'm like, you're correct. I don't disagree with you. But now let me get into the point of, but why, despite the fact that it doesn't all really fit, I think I still have a couple boxes with some clothing, at my parents' house. I think it's mostly leg warmers, which I would kill for right now because it's been so cold, but I don't know where the box with my leg warmers is, and it's so sad because I've got some really cute leg warmers in there, and I don't know where they are, so... And I'm too busy to hunt them down. I should just ask my mom, be like, Mom, you know where my box of leg warmers is? And she's gonna be like, what? I'll be like, yeah, that's fair. I didn't tell anybody that there was a box of leg warmers that I put somewhere. It's probably just in one of the storage closets in my parents' house, but I'll have to track down the leg warmers at some point. I'm getting sidetracked. I've been thinking about these leg warmers legitimately every day for the past couple weeks, so they're fresh on the mind as well. But, so yeah, my clothes take up a lot of space. I've got some that's not even here. I have some, we've got, a closet underneath the stairs, because we're in a basement apartment. And so, I know I've got some stuff in there, and then I have, the whole closet is full of my clothes. I mean, there's a little bit of space on the side that we use to put our laundry baskets. So, it's not, 100% mine. Sometimes my husband's dirty clothes are in there. But most of the closet is mine. I've got a dresser with like 5 drawers in it. I've got like a bin underneath the bed with a bunch of stuff in it. I've got a bunch of like little Rubbermaid drawers, like 2 of these like 3 drawer sets. So 6 of those little drawers, a couple of like bigger ones. Like I have a lot of clothes. I've got a couple random boxes on top of the things of drawers. Like there's just a lot of clothes everywhere. But despite that, for the most part, I don't think I own too much clothes. But not exactly in the way you think. In terms of just having enough clothes to wear every day, like that are appropriate for the weather and like the occasion, I have plenty. Yeah, I have more than I need in that sense. But that is not the only reason I have clothes. A lot of people it is. A lot of people that's enough. They just need their clothes to like get them, their work and like whatever other activities they have. And that is great. Like that works for a lot of people. I'm different. I have additional purposes for clothes. Despite, or I guess in addition to just having like clothes to wear for working each day and like to leave the house and stuff, I also have clothes to express myself. I have clothes to I have like mental comfort clothes. Like I have certain things that I'll wear because like it like is soothing to my anxiety to be wearing something like that. Like for example, the undershirt I'm wearing today, it's just a long sleeve like tuck-in kind of shirt. And it's not like anything fancy. I have to add a lot to it to make it look nicer. But the reason I have it is because, I mean, one, it's just a staple piece. Basic black shirt is great for layering, and I love layering. But also, it's good because it's got long sleeves, and I have really bad eczema, so I itch at my skin a lot. And by having a long sleeve shirt like this rather than just a short sleeve, it will help prevent me from itching my skin as much. So, like, that's the kind of thing. And then also, like, with the skin stuff, like, that's definitely something that I do more of, like, when I'm anxious or stressed. And so, it's a great shirt to wear when I'm trying to not do that. And right now, I've been having, like, horrible eczema breakouts. Like, you can't tell because I I use a decent amount of makeup today. I don't like having to use a lot of like concealer or foundation or whatever it is. I don't even know. Foundation. It's called foundation. That is what it. I don't like having to use a lot of it, but in when my only other option is my face looking really red and puffy, I will wear more foundation. But yeah, my eczema has been horrible. I think just because of the weather getting so cold lately, we've gotten a bunch of snow. Finally, it's February, so I guess that means we can get snow. Like we had almost none in December or January, but in February, we got snow. We've had a couple of big snowstorms, and then like it'll all of a sudden just melt really quick and then be gone, and then we're back to just no snow. But yeah, so I think the kind of the weather shift hasn't been great for my skin. And then I don't know, it's just annoying and I think like certain things kind of make it act out like some animals, not all animals, but some animals, some dogs, I will have small allergic reactions to. And inconveniently, the 2 dogs that my in-laws own, my skin doesn't like them. I love the dogs. Stella and Mago, they're the sweetest things. I'm pretty sure they're boxers. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're boxers. I always forget. There's a few dog breeds, one of them being boxers, that I always get mixed up. And so sometimes I can't remember if they're boxers or if they're the breed that I always mix up with boxers. But they're sweethearts. And I wish that I could just pet them every time I saw them. But I can't because most of the time when I pet them, my skin gets really itchy and rashy afterwards, and it's just uncomfortable and not very fun. And they're also really slobbery, and Mago, sweetheart, like I said, they're both sweethearts. But he almost always jumps on me when I walk by, and I cannot tell you how many pairs of tights he has ruined. So it's kind of difficult. They keep telling me like I just need to be like more aggressive with telling him to stop, and I'm like, I don't know how to be aggressive. I don't know how to tell him to stop. I just want to be like, no, you're a good boy, you deserve loves. But so yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult with them. But yeah, they trigger my eczema, and my eczema's been horrible lately. So I'm just like, I cannot pet them. The only pets that I will be petting until my skin calms down is gonna be hypoallergenic ones. So thank goodness I can keep petting Izzy and Bean, because I don't know what I would do if I couldn't pet Izzy and Bean. I love them so much. They are my For those of you that don't know, those are my mom's dogs. And since I work at my parents' house, I get to see them every day, and it's the best. And they're just good little babies. Bean is a Yorkie, and Izzy's a mini Aussie Doodle. They're the sweetest things. If I get around to editing it into this video, I might include a picture of them. If not, I'm sure if you scroll through my shorts, like short videos enough, you should find some stuff of Izzy and Bean, because they're adorable, and I like to post videos of them every now and then when I remember. I've got a bunch of videos saved on my phone to post of them, but who knows when I'll actually get around to it. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. I'm really good at that. But back to the point. So yeah, some of my clothes serve very different purposes, like being safe clothes for when I'm having eczema breakouts, which I am right now. And so having like a long sleeve options of things that I would normally prefer to have like short sleeves. I'm protecting my skin that way. I'm kind of keeping it from things that are going to make it even more upset, and I'm preventing myself from itching it more. So there's a lot of clothing in my closet that serves functions like that. Other things, some of the clothes I have are just because they make me happy. And I think that's a valid reason to own clothes. For me, it's a valid reason. Like, yeah, sure, it means that sometimes not everything fits great in my closet and in my drawers, but it matters to me. It's important to me to have clothes that make me happy, because that's just a simple way that I can improve my day. Because if every time I look down at what I'm wearing, I smile, like, I don't know, like, it's not necessary per se, but I feel like it's really beneficial just to have like something silly like that to be a little mood boost. And plus two, obviously I make social media content of my clothing, so that's another thing that kind of creates an additional need. I mean, it's not fully a need, it's not like social media is my job, but it's a reason to have that much clothes, because it's like I'm using it for something that I care about, that I'm passionate about, because I am passionate about creating content and sharing things with people. So that is a reason to have as much clothes as I do. And yeah, sure, like, it wouldn't be the end of the world if I had to downsize my closet, if I had to get rid of a few things. Like, that's always an option, but it brings me so much joy, and the clothes that I have right now I really love. And like, yeah, there are a few things that if I had to, I could get rid of some stuff. But if I don't have to, I would rather not, because it's something that brings me joy. It's something that I can use to cope with things like my eczema. And like, it's just great to have those versatile options. Plus, obviously, with living in Utah, we see all of it in terms of weather. So I have to have stuff that's appropriate for -10 degrees and 110 degrees. So I need clothes that can fit any season. I need clothes for snow, I need clothes for rain, I need clothes for hail, I need clothes for any kind of weather. So it's good to have a lot of options, so that depending on like what it looks like outside, I can wear something appropriate, you know, something warm enough or something cool enough. And some days I just need something cute enough to feel a little bit better, because my skin is so messed up that it makes me sad to look in the mirror, and I'm just like, I don't know. I think it's just good for me and my lifestyle and the way that I think about things and the way that I do things. I find a lot of value in my clothing. And so I think because of that, I don't have too many clothes. For me, it might be too much for somebody that doesn't have eczema or doesn't live somewhere with polar opposite seasons. But for me, for somebody who's got skin issues, who's got all kinds of different Utah weather, who's got a genuine love and passion for experimenting with and showcasing her fashion, for me, I think it's the right amount of clothes. Or I mean, maybe even a little bit more. It's not necessary, but I wouldn't mind more. But I think the amount that I have is reasonable for me and the lifestyle I live and what I use clothing for. Because for me, clothing is more than just something to wear while I work or to go out. For me, clothing is a very important form of self-expression. It's something that brings me joy, and it's something that can bring me comfort and just help me with little inconveniences, like when my skin is bad. Like, one thing I really love about this outfit is, like, I've got these kind of like stretchy, this is an old pair of tights, I'm not gonna lie, they're just too ripped to wear as tights, but I put them on as like a little shirt to add the texture over my tank top, but then also they're a lot longer than the normal sleeves on my shirt. The normal sleeves on my shirt only go to here, but my wrists are one of the worst eczema spots for me, and I itch them a lot because it's convenient, it's easy access, but if I'm itching in it too much, I just pull these up. My wrists are gone, and now they're safe. They can just rest and be okay. So it's like just little silly things like that that actually like, I feel like they improve my life. They help me take better care of my skin, and honestly, it looks so cute. I really love how it looks, like the texture that it adds. It's so cute. So yeah, in conclusion, I don't have too much clothes, at least for me. Other people, the amount of clothes I have definitely could be too much for them. But for me, it makes sense. And I'm okay with the amount of clothes I have. I think it's appropriate for what clothes mean to me. So yeah, just a little bit of perspective on whether or not I have too much clothes. Sure, at the end of the day, some people will still look at what I have and say it's too much. But for me, I look at it and I think it's an appropriate amount. And that's what's important to me. And yeah, the storage situation isn't great, but I make it work. I don't let it get in the way of my life and of other important things. So it all works out okay. And that's why I don't have too much clothing. But anyways, let me know in the comments down below what your guys' thoughts are. If you think I'm being silly for the way that I think, or if you think that it's a valid perspective. I'm always curious to know what you guys think. You're not going to change my mind, but I like to know how people feel about my thoughts. So let me know down in the comments. Make sure to like and subscribe as well, and I will see you guys next time.